Hey, so I am almost 5 months postpartum. By the time this video comes out, I will probably be beyond that. But I've had the opportunity now to kind of reflect back and think about some things that I would do differently, or just some things that I would learn. And I wanted to create this video in hopes that maybe it does help someone, just like all of my videos, that it helps someone maybe feel like, oh, sames, or like, oh, that's a good tip to keep in mind for themselves. So really what this is it's not to bash on what we did, but it's more so to think of like, okay, if I could do this again, this is what I would do. And if we do have another child, this are some things I might change. One of the first things that I would definitely do that I didn't really have is have a meal train and put that on my baby registry. Meaning I'm going to have people bring me meals and they are going to supply meals for the first week, month, whatever that is, that duration. What we ended up doing, I prep a lot and we've got a freezer that I just kind of cooked a bunch of stuff and froze it ahead of time. And then my father would cook some stuff about twice a week for us. But it didn't really last as long as I had hoped or thought it would. Because I kind of think I thought I would get back to my stuff sooner, or like the convenience and ease of cooking stuff ahead of time would be easier than it is with a baby. So, it's one of those things of you don't know what you don't know. But if I was to redo this, or if someone was in my Mindset of Mommy's program, we were talking about the baby registry and like what to put on it for yourself, right? Is I would put a meal train on there and have someone delegate that for you. So give that task to someone that's great at organizing, great at communication, and let them set up when meals should come. If anything, ask for like a Grubhub or like a DoorDash or whatever the other kind of meal places are, like a gift card to that. I would appreciate a meal train more, because I would hope that's like home cooked food, which I would find a little bit more nutrient dense, hopefully, than maybe just getting like McDonald's or something like that. Now, if you want McDonald's, no knock on that. But that's just what I would hope for to get out of that meal train. And I didn't really consider it because I thought like, oh, like I prep so much and I'm going to prep so much, and then I have my father to help, that we can kind of offset that and I won't need it. But looking back, I would have added that in. So that's number one. Number two, what I would have done is I would have followed up with a pelvic floor physical therapist more regularly. So I went about, I think I saw Dr. Kakar, I want to say shy of 6 weeks postpartum, somewhere around there, because she was moving. And so she was taking her practice virtual, and then Dr. Megan was coming in. So we were just I just wanted to see her anyways. And I wanted to fill some content with her, which you'll find the video in the logs of videos that I have. But anyways, so I think when I saw her, I felt great, and I do feel great. But I think I needed just maybe some more like accountability to myself. And I can definitely go tomorrow or like today, I can find a pelvic PT and go like literally this minute. But it's more so of, again, reflecting back. Like, I'm glad I went and I did that. And I recommend every person that's going to give birth, whether it's your first baby, last baby, intermediate babies, you should be seeing a pelvic floor physical therapist before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and especially after too. And they will help guide you. Like if you're going to before, like you may not need to go as much, but if they notice some things that we can work on to enhance your pregnancy in your body and make it easier for movement, they're going to let you know that. So anyway, yeah, I saw her that 6 weeks, and then that was it. And that wasn't like, that's not something on her at all. Like, I do not want to come off on that. It was more so of me being like, no, I think I'm good. Like, this is great. And I just need to get back to working out. And I knew how to kind of taper in the workout and kind of build it up. So that was appropriate for me. But I think what I could have used is more like a check-in for myself personally there. And now I'm really big, like the things I spend money on are like my self-care activities is going to chiropractor, getting a massage, going to pelvic PT, like doing those things. Like I don't get my nails done really. Like if I do, I don't even get polish. I don't get my hair like done. I don't do my hair. I don't really spend money on makeup. I don't spend money really on clothes. So that's one of the things of like, I spend money on like body work, I would say. So I think what I could and should have done, and again, if I'm gonna have another baby, I will definitely just make the appointment after that 6 week checkup. of making another one, just to kind of have some accountability to going back to exercise and listening to my body and making sure that everything feels okay. Because even like postpartum, there's some stuff that still feels a little bit like, that's not really quite how it was. And I know that, and I'm expecting that, but it would be, I think, good to have somebody else assure me in that and brainstorm with me and give me the exercises instead of me getting my own exercises. I really can't explain this now that I'm saying it out loud, but yeah, I think I would have followed up a little bit more we'll say religiously with pelvic floor PT, which is ironic, right? Because again, I recommend that for all my clients like so much, and for some reason I just decided I was different, which, you know, is kind of my MO. So that's number 2. Number 3, what I would do differently is I would limit the amount of professional opinions. So if you work with me, more so like on the professional side, you know, like I really value professional opinions. I'm going to do exactly what you tell me to do. Like I am a really good rule follower. And so when I meet these people that are professionals in their little arenas, I think there's a role for them in my life, and I will find that role, which is fine. Now, the trouble with that is it becomes a lot of conflicting opinions. Because some people believe in one thing, some people believe in another, some people want you to do it this way, some people say don't do that, and it creates a lot of chaos mentally, and it created a lot of chaos in my mind mentally for that. And so, like, for example, there is this certain, I don't want to, because these people will know I'm talking about them, there are certain things that are not recommended to use with babies, and so I was like, okay, we can't use it, like, oh crap, like, we just won't. But then if someone else came into my home and it was like, this thing's really helpful with baby, do you mind if I use it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, because they believe in it, right? And so now it creates like, well, this person told me not to, this person told me it's really helpful, and now what do I do, right? So it became too much information. It became very overwhelming, where I actually started not doing what they were recommending. I started kind of just numbing out and then feeling guilty that I wasn't doing it. Which is not good either, obviously, right? And so it was like, okay, well, this isn't working. So I would definitely limit the amount of professionals, and meaning that could be, you know, because so let me tell you who I had, and my mom calls it her roster. So we had a lactation consultant, I had OT for her, and then I had a pelvic PT for me, massage, chiro. We had a postpartum doula. Then I had the birth doula too. Then again, I had my parents watching her as well. And then there's my information, Michael's information, podcast information. We had a pediatrician, the naturopath pediatrician, moms groups, other moms, clients. So they're all feeding me information. And it was a lot. So I ended up having to kind of back off on some appointments and not, you know, take what they're saying and just kind of go, okay, sounds good. And that goes into my 4th point. And that's something that I'm really grateful for with my significant other, is because I was feeling very overwhelmed with this, and he was recognizing that. And so he was feeling a bit frustrated because those rules of use this, don't use this, do this certain way, don't do that, this timing, XYZ, were now getting imposed on him. And he didn't feel like that was best for his baby, right? It's because it's his baby too, FYI. And so it became a little bit of a point of conflict with us, unfortunately. And so he had to have a discussion with me of like, why don't we just decide what's best for our family? And so that's my point at number 4, is I would have opened up that conversation, or I wish we would have had that conversation a lot sooner, of what we think is best, and if we're going to take that information and apply it. And it's not to say that I didn't learn anything from all of these people that were supplying their information. Like, it was very helpful, and it came from a place of genuine, like, wanting to support and help. But if you have the personality of wanting to do everything just right and wanting to kind of people please and make sure that you're upholding like the standards that somebody else like set for you, even though they didn't actually set for you, you set them for yourself, like that gets really conflicting. And so he talked to me and was like, you and I have to decide what's best for her, and we're gonna disagree and we're gonna find each other like in the middle, but yeah, we've got to decide. And so once he kind of gave me that conversation, sometimes you just need a conversation with the person that you love most, second person that I love most, is to be like, oh, okay, this is impacting me and more than I thought it would. And it's impacting her. It's making me feel anxious and rigid and overwhelmed, which, you know, you're gonna kind of give that energy. I really believe in like the energy that you're giving out, she's going to take it in. So number 4 would be, I would have listened to like my family values first, or my family, what worked for my family best first. And I will say that's really hard to do in the beginning because, and even now, like those that are watching it, they're like on their 3rd kid watching this and being like, oh girl, just wait. Like, it's still hard to know what is best because you don't know what is best because you don't have any experience. Like, I have no experience raising a child. I didn't grow up with younger siblings, so I don't even know what that's like. So it's really hard to know what is best. And then it's really hard to stand up for what is best. And then it's really hard to like maintain what you think is best. But you know, that's where your support system comes in, and open communication and setting boundaries, all of the things that you learn about over time through therapy, through coaching, through your own experience come into play. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give those tidbits of some stuff that I am reflecting back on postpartum now that I'm kind of like out of the weeds, because now I'm even like, I miss the newborn stage, but the newborn stage, I didn't miss it when I was in it because it's so chaotic. Like, you don't know what the heck to do. And, but now I'm looking back like, man, I wish I would have just like kind of taken some more time, and really appreciated like how much she slept and just learning a new baby. But you don't know because you're like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe I can just go home with this thing. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. If there's something that you found that you were like, oh man, I would do this differently, please put it in the comments because other people are going to want to know and resonate with that, especially for first time to last time parents. So I hope y'all are doing great. Again, my training, not doing anything different, just still going with it. Nutrition, I'm kind of going up to 2,900 calories now, mindset wise, working on kind of what that means for me. But I'm just trying to focus on like, I'm just getting strong, I'm just getting strong, I'm just getting strong. So like I said, these videos are going to be more sparse because I don't have much changing, like, right, it's kind of just been updating, but this is one thing that I did want to touch on. So we'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great day, and thank you. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful. We'll see ya.